is my honest opinion. When it comes to male-female relationships, when it comes to women and men, women towards men, a woman's, a woman's.
Just say it.
Is it hard to say like that?
Just
Do
say
you
it.
need to put it in the back? Do you need to put it in the back chat? Like,
You want me to read it for you?
Just say
Yeah, man,
it.
accountability is a beautiful
This is
thing.
my honest.
it is true. Hey, for sure.
This is my honest opinion. I genuinely feel like
If you ask women, like, why is money important to them, right? Because they'll say, because we've heard women say it on these platforms, it's not the money, it's the traits that's tied to it.
the reason why most of us try to associate, I guess, the dollar amount with leadership is because the honest truth is we don't know how to vet men. We have no idea. And we use money as a way to try to determine if that man is going to be a good man because we want to see. Because we're so caught up in thinking that men have to be providers that we only see that from a financial stance. There's a spiritual provisions we're talking about. There's emotional provisions. There's other provisions, but we miss all of that because we think having more money means that we'll have access to all of these things without any other pressures. No, that's not the case. That man having lots of money, his character might be shot. He
Yes.
might not be a compassionate person. He might not care about who you are. None of those things. And so the number one reason is because, one, we don't know how to vet men properly. We haven't been taught. We have this Cinderella story in the back of our mind. We've been watching Disney movies all our life. And we believe if we just, if we find this kind of man, which that's a fairy tale. He may or may not exist. The other reason why women, think that money and leadership go hand in hand, which they do, but like not as a way to like get a litmus test for a guy. But the reason why we do that is because, I'll be honest. This is my honest opinion. When it comes to male-female relationships, when it comes to women and men, women towards men, a woman's.
Just say it.
Is it hard to say like that?
Just
Do
say
you
it.
need to put it in the back? Do you need to put it in the back chat? Like,
You want me to read it for you?
Just say
Yeah,
it.
man, accountability is a beautiful
This is
thing.
my honest.
it is true. Hey, for sure.
This is my honest opinion. I genuinely feel like the love that women have for men is completely conditional. And the love that men have for women is unconditional. And I say that, hear me out. I say this because when you think about women, when they think about men, like say for an example, it's funny because one of my guy friends said this. He said that when his father passed away, his mother was devastated. But not for the reason that you would think. She was devastated because she was like, he gave me you. This is his mother talking to her son about what his father did for her. She said, he gave me you. A lot of what women feel for men is conditional based upon what you can give her. That's the truth. It's a man can love a woman and he granted we have these YouTube talking points. Yes, that's neither here nor there. The men that get it, they get it, right? We're talking to those men. There are men out here that will love you unconditionally. He will love you through it all. But like for women, we be just so out here with this stuff. Like it's crazy.
Let me just say that must be the men in your family because we love the men in our family.
Look here, man. Let me bail y'all out on the explanation. Humble dad asks, why is money a determining factor in terms of like what it is or how much a woman is going to respect a man? Now let me shoot women some bail. I don't think I've ever heard a woman say this.
Is it money or status?
No, wait. I'm about to unpack it, right? Because if you ask women, like, why is money important to them, right? Because they'll say, because we've heard women say it on these platforms, it's not the money, it's the traits that's tied to it, right? So if this man is making $500,000 a year, it takes a certain level of discipline, it takes a certain level of intellect, it takes a certain level of leadership, it takes a certain level of business acumen for him to get there, right? So those are the traits that I'm attracted to. It's not necessarily the money, even though we know that's cap a little bit, but that's what they'll say, right? So in essence, to why they feel like,
look at Trill.
Them having more money is going to create a bit of an issue is because now, going by those guidelines that I just gave, she feels like she's more disciplined than you, she's more intellectual than you, she has more business acumen than you. So how could you possibly lead me if I'm ahead of you in all of those categories?
Listen, Trill,
Interesting.
and let me just say that I got another one before we go into the next one. I'll leave it for that because I know it's going.
Oh, you don't want to stay on this accountability?
I don't care about people not liking me.
No,
I'm not here for the likes.
I
I'm here
agree
for the
with
conversation.
Lauren.
I'm not here for the likes. Listen, I'm a realist, and I'm to be real with you.
Hey, you moving on from this accountability though, but hey, you the host.
Listen, let me just say this too. I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes you look at some of those, and it's horrible because you have a group of blue collar workers, and there is a great group of them, like great. But sometimes the ones that are not so great give the great ones a bad name because they're flight risk. Most of the baby daddies, they got less to lose. That other guy got more to lose than you, so he gonna be on the straight and narrow. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just gonna be honest.
But Trill, it's also about showing and proving. Even if a woman thinks that, based on what you were saying, if she makes more money or, have more education, so it's harder to lead. But I think it's about showing and proving. Because even if I think that, let's say I'm smarter than and I'm making more money than or whatever, but if my husband is moving in a way to show otherwise, then at that point, my degree don't matter, my money don't matter, because he's proven that he can lead out in spite of what I have. You know what I'm saying? So I can go, and that's part of, like, in terms of degree wise, my husband, he went as far as his master's. He was like, I hate school. I'm not going to school at all, period. I'm done. And I went ahead and I have my doctorate. But in terms of me feeling like I'm smarter than him, he can run circles around me in that area just because he is much more educated. I have more formal education than him, but he is by far more educated than I am. So I'm attracted to that. So
I think that's a different situation. That's like the battle of higher education. I don't think
my point is that it doesn't matter if a man is going to lead, or those are things that as women we find to be attractive, even if he didn't have a degree, because he's taken the time to educate himself, period. He loves to read. He's a well-read person. He loves, just engaging in things that a lot of people just make, like studying religion just because he feel like it, just things like that. So he's well educated. So no matter how high I get in my degrees, I never feel like I'm above him in that level, because he's shown and proved that he leads in that area. You know what I'm saying?
No, which I get, but the only difference is, like, the only way that you would know that is for you to give him a chance in terms of proving himself.
Right.
In this situation, and I'm talking about, and y'all probably met at a young age or something, right?
Yeah, we met in college.
Right. So y'all grew up together, and I can relate. Me and my old lady, we grew up together, right? But let's step out of that realm, and let's say you 30 right now, meeting a man that's 30. You're not gonna have that same grace in terms of, okay, let me see what he's capable of. Let me see what type of man that he could turn into. No, his income, where he's at, where his career, all of these things are the utmost important, because especially at 30, you don't feel like you got time. We don't have time for you to grow into who I think that you could be. So to answer your question, a lot of men don't even get that chance if the woman is making, a legitimate, she's making more than him. A lot of men are not getting a chance to prove themselves. It's the same thing with men. Like we speak about that all the time. Like, why does this less attractive woman or whatever may be perfect for them, and they get along well, they joke good and all of that, right? And she's a great person and all of these things, great mother, all of this. And we say all the time, I'll never know that because she's not attractive to me right out the gate. So I'm not going to stay around to learn those traits about her. And it's the same thing with women on the opposite end.